want to talk about Brandon Staley and the Chargers. Brandon Staley is the number one choke artist in this league. The way he handled
Staley, the Chargers have been a disaster for years. Sorry, go finish. Sorry.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was week 18. He played his starters, which when he did not need to, they cemented their playoff spot, and they lost Mike Williams, their beastly receiver, which obviously stunted their offense in a way going into the playoffs. Obviously demoralizing for your team to lose your arguably one of your best players. Who knows? I mean, back injury, pretty serious. And then obviously blowing a 27-0 lead when you're not running the ball in the second half. They only ran the ball 7 times. They didn't bleed the clock at all. They kept trying to throw it with Herbert. It wasn't working. They kept going 3 and out, giving plenty of time to the Jaguars. It's just a total waste of Justin Herbert's genius play. One of the biggest chokes, I mean, obviously in NFL history.
Man,
I don't know how the Chargers haven't moved on.
I didn't know how they ran the ball 7 times, dude.
At this point, they actually, I know, Godchild, you had mentioned they fired someone. They actually fired their offensive coordinator. They
the OC.
Staley. Yeah, so
he needs to be next.
Staley. They want to move on with the Staley era, and they got rid of their offensive coordinator. They believe in Staley, which I don't get at all. I think it's really stupid. But Chargers.
What does he call the plays? Is he the offensive guy or the defensive guy?
I'm not sure, but they kept Staley, which is stupid in my opinion.
Staley's the offensive guy. He calls the plays.
Really?
They got rid of Lombardi. They got rid of Joe Lombardi. He's gone. They're keeping Staley.
Bring him to Lambeau. Shit, bring his ass home, man. That's where he belongs. He belongs in Green Bay.
So, overall, though, I think he is a huge loser, huge disappointment. Chargers, they're out.
If I could say one thing really quick, Tyler, like I know you threw Brandon Staley under the bus, and here's the deal. Brandon Staley, I don't know, right? I mean, who knows? Brandon Staley, I don't think he's the best coach in the world. I don't know if he's the worst, whatever. I don't really fault him for playing his starters in week 18. Some coaches like to do that. Some coaches don't. I think that's kind of a conversation that'll always go on in the NFL. Should we play our starters? Should we rest them? We don't want them to get rusty. We don't want them to get hurt. Whatever, right? Them losing Mike Williams wasn't the reason why they lost that game.
Yeah,
they were up 27-0.
He's still
27-0.
Major part of your offense, and he didn't need to play the starters. And that, I just think that's stupid as hell.
I'm kind of with you, Max. Like I'm kind of with you. Like I've always been like I don't like to let guys get rusty and shit like that. So, but like with a guy like Mike Williams who has an extensive injury history, I probably would have maybe given him a couple of plays just to open up the hamstrings or whatever, and then just like sit him down, and then just like it's like I would have treated it like a preseason game. Just so my guys can so they can go through the motion, right? You know what I'm saying? Like go through the motions, practice like they were gonna play, go out, do a couple of series, maybe, hopefully, like they obviously got down the field, got a couple scores, and then you put the backups in. Get the backups in there and let those guys rest, man, because it's a long season. I'm sure guys, nobody wants to say, oh yeah, coach, let me sit because then you look like a bitch, you know what I'm saying, or you look lazy.
Right.
But it's like I'm sure they would all enjoy